G'day folks, it's Cortezarino, and welcome to the tutorial for the interior of the lovely Hiroshima Castle that you can see behind me. Now, some of you will be coming here from the tutorial for my castle base that you can see right here, so you would have built all of this, but some of you will be coming here from my tutorial just for the castle. But it doesn't matter where you've come from, you can all follow along with the tutorial for this interior. And this interior will be a little bit weird, so it is not decorative. This is an interior for a base. So we've got a huge storage system here. I might actually go into Spectator to show you. So when we come in the front door, we've got this massive storage area. And this is all automated. So I've got Nenbon's item sorter in here. I've actually got 4 of them in total. So what I'll do for this, if you want to build this design for a storage system, I'll have the world download for just the storage system here so you can copy that in. But I will do a tutorial for a storage system that I invented. And as you can see by the size of the redstone in this design, it is much easier to build. It uses the new copper bulbs. So I'll be designing the storage system using that and doing a block for block tutorial so you can follow along if you don't want to get the world download or if you just don't want to build a storage system so massive. And if we turn to the left from our storage room, we have a nice smelting area and a bulk storage area, so you can get lava from here, and we've got a few furnaces. And I'll just point out, if you want to build some aspects of this interior but not others, then go ahead. You might want to build just the storage system and invent everything else yourself. You can do that. You can pick and choose the bits that you like. And down this staircase, we have a farming area. So we've got sniffers set up, and that is automated. All their little torch flowers and pitcher pods will go into here. And we've got cows and sheep, and we've also got a portal room. And on the other side of the storage room, we've just got a few farms. So somewhere to make bone meal, a couple of flower farms. I've got a concrete converter in here. And over here we've got a cobblestone generator and then just a hallway leading off to other parts of the base. And best of all, if we go back into Spectator, up above our storage system we have an iron farm. And this castle is so big the golems are not going to spawn anywhere except for on our little spawning platform. And all their drops go straight down into our storage. And above that, we have a creeper farm. So this is pretty cool. We've got 4 levels. It's a little bit dark in here, but the cats will scare the creepers and they will fall down and die on the magma blocks. And also their drops go straight into our storage area and get collected right here. And so obviously there is a lot to build here, so we're going to break this up into multiple episodes. And today we'll be focusing exclusively on the creeper farm. So let's get started. And I'm getting ahead of myself. I forgot to mention you can find a link to a materials list in the video description, and that will contain everything that you need for what we're building today. Okay, the very first thing I want you to do is just out here, I want you to start breeding some cats because we're going to build the creeper farm. And you'll need a few cats ready to go. So we're going to be putting 4 cats in our farm, but breed a few more just in case you lose one. Okay, we're going to come inside and I want you to grab some stripped oak logs and we're going to place 1, 2, and another 2, and another 2. And then grab some stone blocks and we're going to place 3 on that side and 3 on that side. So it's just poking out past our logs. Now on the left hand side we're going to place an extra 8, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and on this side we're going to place 6, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then in front of that we are going to do some moss blocks with an extra 2 stone on the end, and then in front of these stone blocks we're going to place moss blocks, and on the end we'll do an extra 2 stone. Then grab some beehives and we're going to place them all the way along like this. If you don't have beehives or you can't be bothered making them, You can use, I don't know, maybe oak planks in there instead. And what we're doing now is we're actually going to build a bit of a floor just so we have something to stand on when we're up there building our creeper farm. Okay, come along to the side, and looking from the side, we're going to place 4 beehives right here with 2 sea lanterns, and then we'll put a stripped oak log on the end, so face that in the same direction I am. And then here we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 stripped oak. We'll do another one, and a third, and then a fourth. And then on the end of this, we are going to do 4 beehives. You can place an oak trapdoor right there. Then looking in the direction I am, we're going to place 4 beehives. And then we will come along to this side and build the exact same thing. Okay, once you've done that on both sides, I'm going to come under here, just hold shift and place a sea lantern under the trapdoor. And I'll do it again right here. Now that's going to be hard to do in survival, so you may want to wait because we've got to do 2 more of them in a little while and you can do them all at the same time. I'm just placing them there now so you can actually see what I'm doing. So now we're just going to fill up this area with lines of 4 stripped oak logs. And once that's done, just starting next to the trapdoor, we're going to put a line of beehives. Then you can come to the end here and we're going to do much what we did before. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4 beehives. We'll place 2 sea lanterns on the end. Then on the end here, a stripped oak log. Then we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll do that a second time, and a third, and a fourth. And then we'll look from the side and put in 4 beehives. We'll put an oak trapdoor on the end. You can save this till later, but we're going to put a sea lantern underneath. And we'll put 4 beehives right there. And then, like before, we're going to come along to this side and build the exact same thing. And that's how you should look if you want to double check it. And then we're going to come in here and place in our 4 stripped oak logs. And we're just going to fill in this gap. Okay, just beside this trapdoor, we're going to place 2 beehives. And beside this one, we're going to do another 2. Then in the middle, we'll do a note block that I want you to come underneath, look up and place an observer block. Then under the observer, we'll place 2 stone bricks. Then we'll go 2 to the side and 1 on top, and 2 to the side and 1 on top. And then just in front here, we're going to place 5, and we'll place a redstone dust in both of those spots. And then we're going to place 5 sticky pistons, then grab some oak planks. We'll place 1 underneath each of those beehives. And then looking from this side, we're going to place 2 there and 2 there. Okay, come back to this side, and against the oak plank there, I'm going to place a stone cutter, then a loom, then an anvil, and then I might look from the side and place a grindstone. Then just up here, I'm going to place 1, 2, 3, 4 oak slabs, just top half oak slabs, and then holding shift, I'm going to place 1 stripped oak log against the note block with an extra 2 each side. And now I'll show you what this thing actually is. So later on when we're standing on our floor, we can just tap the note block and that will lower those down so we can get to all of our workstations, and then we can close it up. Okay, come along to the left-hand side, and not against the end of that log, but against the beehive. We're going to place our 4 stripped oak logs, and we're going to do that 4 times in total. They will have 4 beehives on the end, and then we'll do another 4 oak. And once we've got those in, look from this side, we'll put in 4 beehives here, and 4 right here. Then you can put in your trapdoor. And underneath, we'll do a sea lantern. And then you can come over to this side, and starting against the beehive, we're going to do the same thing. And once that's done, we're going to fill in the middle, and I think you can guess how to do it. So we're going to do our 4 stripped oak logs. Here we've already got 1, so we're just going to add another 3 to that. And then we'll do 4 and 4, and then you're just going to run your beehives all the way along here. And then add another 4 stripped oak. Okay, now we will come around to the left-hand side, and starting next to the end of that log, we're going to put 2 beehives. Then we'll do a crafting table. skipper block, we'll do a redstone lamp and then another crafting table. Then we'll put beehives in the middle, 2 on the end, and then right on the end here we'll do a stripped oak log looking in that direction. Now, these are going to be the status symbols or whatever for our storage system. So this is going to tell us when it's running. So you can either put a lever on the front just for the moment, so you've got some light, or you can come underneath, and I'm going to put it right there. And then we are going to come around to this side and we will do the exact same thing. So 2 beehives, we'll do our 2 crafting tables with our redstone lamp in the middle, and I'll switch that on so we can see what we're doing. 2 more beehives, 2 on the end, then look from this side and we'll do a stripped oak log. And we're going to do 2 more of these little stations. So it's just going to be 2 beehives, then a crafting table, redstone lamp, crafting table with beehives in the middle, and we will turn that on. And then we will come along to this side, same thing, so 2 beehives, our crafting tables, redstone lamp, and then in the middle here we're just going to fill that in with beehives. So that's our floor all done. Okay, now we're going to do the storage for our creeper farm, and we're going to do it on top of those 2 sea lanterns over there. So come along here, and on top we'll place a double chest, and then you can put an item frame there with a gunpowder in it. And we're going to have 6 double chests in total. So we've already got 1. We're going to go 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And I'll just turn all of those in to double chests. And then on top, we're going to put 2 sea lanterns. And then you can come around the back, and on the right-hand side, we're going to start putting our hoppers into the backs of those. And we'll also put 1 into that sea lantern. Now grab 26 scaffolding. You can see I've got 26 here, and we're going to place a bunch of these. So just in line with this note block, we're going to start placing the 26 just on top of that beehive. Okay, I'm just going to place a torch so you can see what we're doing. So to check you're in the right spot, come to the top of the scaffolding, and your eye level should be just in line with this top row of composters. And if you look toward the front, you should be directly in the center of the castle. So now I want you to place a stone brick toward the back of the castle. So you can see the front doors there. We're placing it toward the back. And if you stand on that, once again, you are in the very center of the castle. So now what we're going to do is place 2 more stone bricks, and then we'll just make a square like that with a sea lantern in the middle, and I don't need that light anymore. And now we're going to keep building up. So we're going to place another 7 scaffolding. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then we're going to place another stone brick toward the back, and that will have a torch on top. So once again, we're in the very center of the castle. And this is going to be one of the levels for our creeper farm. So we're going to keep building up. We're going to place 3 scaffolding at a time. Then do a stone brick and a torch. We'll do 1, 2, 3, another stone brick and a torch, and 1, 2, 3, and we'll do that again. And then you should be in a position where if you place 3 more scaffolding, you get to the roof. So this is just to double check that we've got everything in the right spot. Okay, you can climb back down your scaffolding and come to this area here. And what we're going to do is look from this direction, so our scaffolding's on the left, and we're going to place some glass blocks. And I'm using white stained glass here, but you can use just regular glass. So we're going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then on the end we'll do a packed ice. Then you can come back here. We're going to place a dropper on the stone bricks so it's facing toward our glass. Then we'll put a scaffolding in front of it, and on each side of the scaffolding we're going to put a glass block, and we're going to build that along until we reach our packed ice. And I'll do the same thing on this side, and it's a bit dark, so I'm going to place a torch there just so you can see, but you don't have to. Now just above our packed ice we're going to do a stone slab, and I'll put a stone button on it just so nothing spawns. And then just in front of our scaffolding, we're going to place a bucket of water, and that should run all the way to that slab. And then we're going to add 2 more bits of glass. So one on top of the scaffolding and one just in front. And keep all your glass in your inventory because we're going to continue that water stream in a moment. But now we're going to put a hopper facing straight down into that dropper. On top of that, we're going to do a rail with a hopper minecart, and then you can break your rail. Just above the minecart, we're going to do a magma block, and I don't know why I'm using a sticky piston here. I should be using a regular piston. We're going to place it just above our magma block and power it, and then you can break your piston. And this is where our creepers are going to die. So any drops that land on the magma block will now get collected by the hopper minecart and go down into our dropper. So let's just wire up our dropper. So we're going to put 2 stone bricks like that. Then looking in this direction, we'll do a comparator facing into the brick. Then we'll do a repeater right here. Then looking at our dropper, we'll do another repeater. And then we'll just put in 3 dust. Now let's get back to our water stream. So come back to the end here. Just next to the packed ice, we're going to put 2 glass blocks. Then we're going to turn in this direction and place 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we're just going to put a wall around this with glass. So we're going to turn the corner like that. And we're going to extend this 1 block further than the one down there. And on this side, we're going to do the same thing, just 1 block further. And we'll put a glass pane just on the end there. Then grab your water bucket, come up here and place it just next to that slab. So it should all flow just down to here. And you can see we're just above our collection system. So let's grab some gunpowder. You probably won't have gunpowder to test this out just yet. And all we're going to do, you can just put it in the dropper. And that should start spitting out our items. They will fly over here. And you can just check that they're all getting collected by that hopper. So that's working fine. Ooh, scaffolding. Okay, now we're going to do the killing chamber for the creepers. So starting just next to the scaffolding there, we're going to place a magma block. And we're just going to do a horseshoe around our central magma block that has the hopper minecart. We will place another one later, but the scaffolding's in the way at the moment. So now on each side, I want you to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tinted glass. And we're going to do it against that magma block and against that magma block. And then you can just come to the next side and do your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're going to do this on every side. And the reason we're using tinted glass is because we're going to have the iron farm just underneath. And we don't want golems spawning up here, so they won't spawn on the glass. And the tinted glass obviously won't let any light in to the creeper farm. And you don't have to do this, but I'm just placing a few torches because it's very dark and you might not be able to see what I'm doing. So now once you've built that out on each side, we're going to look at the glass from the side and place an extra 1, 2, 3. And we're going to do that all the way along here. When you get to the end, just turn to the other side and place an extra 3 against those. And then we're just going to place 1 in the center right there. So I might do it out of a different block so you can actually see it a little bit better. So I'll do it here. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're just going to do that all the way along. Then you turn the corner, do another 3 there, and then 1 in there. But obviously do that with tinted glass and not concrete. Okay, now we're going to put a border around this entire platform, and we're going to do it with stone bricks. So just place a temporary one on the side, and you can break that. So you can see the border is just diagonally up from the glass. And we're going to build this all the way around. So don't place it on top of the glass. Always have it just diagonally out. And that's how it should look when you're done. So there's the overhead view if you want to double check that you have the right shape. So now come along to the longer walls of our stone bricks, and we're going to knock out the very center stone brick. And I want you to place a right way up stair in there. So I'm just using the polished deep slate stairs. And we're using a different color just so if we're ever mucking around here later on, we know not to break that. It's going to be waterlogged later. So we're going to put one of these stairs right in the middle of these longer walls, and you can do that on each side. And then once that's done, we're just going to add 3 more layers of stone bricks on top of these stone bricks. So 1, 2, and 3. So we're just building up a big wall, and you can build it over the top of those stairs. So just do this all the way around. Okay, now we're going to start doing the spawning platforms for our creepers, and each of these blocks is one of our spawning platforms, and that is the center block. And each of these is exactly the same, so you can build them all at the same time. So just starting against this center block, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stone bricks, and we're going to do that on each side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where the scaffolding is, just count the scaffolding as the first block. So we go 2, 3, 4, 5. Then in each corner, we're going to do the exact same thing. So I'm going to come out 1, 2, 3 blocks on each of these. And then against these two here, we'll go 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, 3. And then we'll place 1 right in the center. So just go ahead and do that for each of these. And once you've filled all of that in, come along to the longer side, and we're going to put trapdoors. I'm just using oak trapdoors, and we don't put any in those bits there, just on the longer side. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And just go ahead and do that on each side. And once you've done this, go ahead and do the same thing for the other 3 platforms. Okay, so by now you should have 4 of these platforms in place. I want you to come back down to this wall that's going around the outside, and I want you to look at it from the inside. So you'll stand on the bottom platform, and what we're going to do is along this longer wall, we're just going to place our trapdoors all the way along, making sure to flick them down, and just behind the platforms we're going to place carpet so nothing spawns. So just go ahead and do that for each of these longer walls. And I was just using grey carpet for these, but you can use any colour that you like. So now I want you to come along to these 4 stone blocks in the corners that don't have carpet on them. What we're going to do is place 2 more on top with an extra one just next to the carpet, and we'll do that on this side as well. And then you can go ahead and do that for each of these corners. And once you've got all 4 of those in place, just behind our carpet, we're going to put a line of blocks. So go ahead and do that for each side. Okay, once you've built that stone wall all the way around, we're just going to add an extra 2 levels on top. So just like this, and go ahead and build that all the way around. And if you're unfamiliar with creeper farms, I'll just explain to you how this works. So where the torch is, we are going to have a cat in a minecart, and when a creeper spawns in, he'll get afraid of the cat, and he thinks he can walk across these 2 trapdoors to reach this platform, but instead he's just going to fall straight down there. So now we're going to do another platform for him to run over to, but this one's going to be a different shape because we need to block off any light coming through these composters. So look at one of these longer walls. So we're just looking over our trapdoors here, and this will be the same for all 4 sides. So we're going to start with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 blocks right there. But then we're going to do 2 there and 2, and then a line of stone bricks along the back. And then we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 grey carpet. And that grey carpet will have trapdoors in front, so you can see the platform is just 1 block shorter on each side than the platform below. Then grab your stone bricks again, and we'll go 1, 2, 3 on that side, and 1, 2, 3 right there. So go ahead, build the exact same thing for each of these. Okay, once you've built that on every side, all we're going to do now is add an extra 2 stone bricks on top of the stone bricks we already placed. So that's 1 level and then another level like that. And we're just going to do that all the way around. Okay, we're getting pretty close to the top now. So what I want you to do is come along to these corners, and where we've got our 3 stone bricks, I just want you to add another 9 to those. So we're going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. So just go ahead and do that in each corner. And that should put you level with this very top platform. So then I want you to climb back down to the second platform from the top and look over at our wall, and just in front of the composters there, level with that brick, we're just going to put a line of bricks all the way along, and then on all of these we're going to put our carpet. So once again we're doing a larger platform, it's not as short as the one below. And then in front of our carpet we're going to put our trapdoors, and then we're just going to come over to here and we're going to plug up this gap with stone bricks. And then across the top here, I want you to put a line of stone bricks as well. So go ahead and do that for each of these walls. Okay, now you can come up to the very top platform. And once again, we're going to come along to these corners where we've got our 3 blocks. And we're just going to add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks on top. So an extra 2 levels. And you can do that in each corner. And once those are in, we're going to do another platform, and it's going to be identical to the one just below. So against those stone bricks, we're going to place another line of stone bricks all the way along, and those will have our carpet on top and trapdoors in front, and do this for each side. And now we're going to build the walls up behind our platform. So on 2 of the walls, you're only going to need to put a single layer of stone bricks before you hit the roof. But on the other 2 walls, you actually need to put 2 layers of stone bricks in there. This is just because the roof is a little bit differently shaped on each side, but just go ahead and plug up all of these gaps. Okay, so all our platforms are done now. All we have to do is put a roof on this thing because we only want a 2 block gap right here, and we need to cover up all of those light blocks. So just run around our farm here, just putting a roof over the entire thing, so it's only 2 blocks tall. Okay, once your roof is all filled in, you can get rid of this scaffolding right here, and you can see we've got our 1 hole there. I actually want you to break that log above and just keep this hole here for the moment. We're going to use it later on. So now I also want to put in a new way of getting up and down, so we're going to look toward the front of the build. You should know where that is because the torch will be on the back side of the build from our scaffolding. So if you look at it from this direction, that's the front. So we're going to open those trapdoors, break those 2 blocks, and you also need to break that one below. And that is going to be our new way of getting in. But we're going to do that on every single level. So come down to the next one, you can open your trapdoors again, and you only need to break 2 blocks there. So do that for all these levels, not the level where our glass blocks are though. So when you do finally get to the glass block level, just look toward the front of the build, and this time we're going to break the 2 blocks just above our stair, and then we can go all the way down to the bottom, and we're going to put in our new scaffolding. Okay, so come over to our front door and look over to our note block. Just in line with the note block right here in front of this line of beehives. That is where our next scaffolding is going to go. So just build that up until you can't place any more. Okay, once that's done, you can come in and give yourself access to each level. So just climb up here where that stair is. You can put in a scaffolding. Just over here, we'll need another one. And then right here is in line with that. And for the top one, you might want to break the last few scaffolding so you can see what you're doing. So right here, no, down here is where we want to get in. So you have to jump up a little bit because the top of the roof is in the way. Okay, so starting from the top level, we're going to put some trapdoors above our spawning platform. And it's just going to be above this spawning platform, so you can probably mark out the edges of it first. And we're just going to put trapdoors in the roof. I'm using spruce trapdoors, but it really doesn't matter which ones you use. So just make sure you get it in line with the spawning platform, because if you place it out here, you're just wasting trapdoors. And what we're going to do is just fill in this entire area. So only creepers are the right height to spawn in here. And for this block in the roof, just place a trapdoor like that, because we're going to use that later to get our cats in here. And we're going to do this for 4 levels, and I'm just in spectator mode so I can show you these a little bit better. So once you've finished this one, I want you to come down to the next level and break the scaffolding as you go. And you can see I've put in all my trapdoors here, but I've left this hole in the floor with the trapdoor above it. So like I said before, we're going to use that to get our cats in. So just go ahead, do that for every level except for the glass level down here. We don't need it here, but just do it for all the others. Okay, I want you to come down to the bottom spawning platform. So our glass platform is just below us. And what I want to do is move this torch back 2 blocks. And where the torch was, I'm just going to put a smooth stone in there so I know that that is the center block so I don't forget. And then we are going to break down through here and we can put a stone brick in place. And we'll also break a few scaffolding. Don't break all of them though, because we'll need some of that scaffolding later. And we'll put our extra magma block in there. And now it's a bit hard to see. Let's throw down a bit of light. We can get rid of that light later. So the golems are not going to accidentally spawn on the glass, but they will spawn on those magma blocks. So we need to stop them from doing that. So just with stone bricks, I'm going to put a bit of golem protection here. So just around the smooth stone, we're going to put blocks and another block right in the middle. And now no golems will be spawning there, but our creepers can still be washed onto the magma blocks. Okay, come up 1 level to our bottom spawning platform. And I'm just going to look toward our torch and place a block on top of the center block. With an extra block to the left and to the right, I'll do 2 powered rail with a block on the end and a lever. Don't turn it on yet though. And we'll put a minecart right there. And we're going to do that for each of these levels, but I'll show you how to do it right here. So what we want to do first is move that torch back 2 blocks like so. And then where the torch was, we'll do a block, then a block right there, 2 rail, block, and this is exactly the same, lever and a minecart, and just keep doing that for each of these levels. Okay, now it's time to put in our cats, and I've done this in hardcore before and I found the easiest way to do it. So grab your kitties, I've got 4 of them, and if you have elytra, just go ahead and fly all the way to the top. If you don't have elytra, you'll have to climb the scaffolding. We're coming all the way up here just because it's easier for our kitties to spawn in. So once they start coming in here, just sit them down if you can get them through the door. And hopefully we don't lose any. I've lost 1 somewhere, but he might be on a level below. We might be able to find him later. But this is the basic idea. Try and get all of our cats up here. Here he is. Found him. Okay, once you get your cats in here, we're going to push him into the hole and hopefully he doesn't get stuck on the edge of the trapdoor. Then we can, whoops, I accidentally set him up. We want to open the trapdoor and then we're not dropping him very far so he's not getting himself hurt. So we're not going to put him in this level. We're going to keep going down to the very last level. Oh no, he's stuck on the trapdoor. We might have to let him stand up and hopefully we can get him down here. Oops. That's not what we wanted. That's why we didn't put the water in, because we don't want him getting swept onto the magma blocks. Okay, we got him back. We'll keep going down to the bottom level. And that went much easier on each of those levels. So you'll know you're at the bottom because we've plugged up that hole. So now what we're going to do is start our minecart up. We'll just push him into it. And with the minecart still running, we're going to break this block that has the block next to it. And he'll come to rest right in the center. And then you can remove all the other blocks. And we will put trapdoors around him so he doesn't move. Leave your torch in place because we don't want anything spawning here. Then find that hole in the floor. It might be easier to find from the next level up. And we can plug that up now. And just go ahead and do this for each level. And once you get your final cat in on the top level, you can look up in this hole and we'll replace our spruce and we'll put a stone brick in there and you can close the trapdoor. So now we're going to head down to the bottom level where our glass is and we're going to put in our water streams. And I'm just going to put the torches here for your benefit so you can see what's happening. But don't you put them in because we want this place completely lightless later on. So we're going to be placing water buckets in a bunch of spots, but I'm just going to do it with ice for the moment so you can see where they go. And you might want to use ice as well. It might make it a bit easier. So on each of these longer walls where our stairs are, we're going to be putting 3 ice blocks each side. So you can do that for each of these. So they will all be water source blocks. And once you've done that, you're also going to want to have one right in the corner. And you can see it's already starting to melt because I've got the torches there. So each of those needs to be a water source block. And you will also need to waterlog the stairs. So just go ahead and once you've placed your ice, go and break it, turn it all into source blocks. So when you're done, this is how it should look with the water flowing all the way to this central block. So any bits of gunpowder scattered around will get swept straight onto the block that has our hopper minecart in there. So now you can just make sure you don't have any light left in this room. And you can exit the room and plug up that gap. Okay, now we're going to start putting this carpet on each of our spawning platforms. And the carpet will just make it so spiders can't spawn up here. So we only get creepers. So because it's a little bit hard to see in here, I've put a spawning platform on the outside so we can have a look at this. So here's the aerial view. Everywhere where I've got a bit of white carpet, you need to place it as well. And make sure to do that on all 4 levels. And now just double check that everything is done and it's time to fire up our farm. So we're going to start turning off the lights from the bottom level because you don't want to start at the top and then have creepers maybe raining down on you. They shouldn't spawn up there this close, but you never know. So what you have to do is make sure you get rid of your bit of light and then you can cross over your bridge and open those trapdoors up and then block it off behind you just like that. So go ahead and do that for every single level. So when you're done, it should be nice and dark in here. And that is it, guys. That is our creeper farm all done. So we don't need some of the scaffolding anymore. So this one in the center that goes up to the middle of the creeper farm, just leave that in place because we'll need that to build our iron farm. But the one on the side here, you can go ahead and break it. So that's it for today, guys. In the next episode, we will begin by building our iron farm. And then we'll move on and build the storage system. So there's lots and lots to do next episode. So thanks for watching. And I'll see you next time.